Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today I'm doing a design team project for Maymay Made It, and I am using the Big Time Sayings stamp set and the Cuppa stamp set. So let's get started. For this one, I'm going to be making a birthday card, and I'm going to be using Celebrate, Happy Birthday to You, and I'm going to be using this coffee bean and the steam also from the Cuppa stamp set. So this is an A2 card. I will make sure I put all of the measurements below. This is the card base, and I'm using white cardstock because I'm going to be making my own design. This I'm going to use as a banner across here, and it's going to have my message on it. And this is where my artwork is going to go. So I'm using the stamps to build my own pattern. I'm going to be using the Memento Dewdrop inks, and I'm using the Rosebud and the Bamboo Leaves. And these are available in Maymay's store. They come in a set of 12. And so I will put the link for these below. These are really handy if you want to add a lot of color to all your stamping supplies. So this is really a good thing to have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the little coffee bean stamp and the steam stamp. And I wanted to create patterns. I like when I can use stamps to create a pattern. So I'm going to use this Bamboo Leaves, and I'm going to take my steam stamp and I'm going to create a border just around the sides here, the edges there. So I'm going to just kind of stamp right there, hoping that you can see that real good. You know what, I think I'll make it a little bit fuller. Put some more right in between there. Let's make it a little bit fuller. Yeah, that looks good. So you can play around with these stamps and make your own pattern. And look at that. I just created my own pattern. And so I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm just turning it over and working on the opposite side. See, I'm going to go all the way up to the edge here, so a little bit there. Right on this edge here. So you see what I did, I just created a really cute border for my card. Then I'm going to take my pink, and this coffee bean reminded me of a flower petal. So I'm going to make my own flowers using a coffee bean. So all I'm doing is I'm just kind of forming a flower, and I'm just turning my paper to make my flower petals using this coffee bean. Who would have known? And it's okay if it comes off the page. Just looks a little bit more natural. And so I'm going to skip maybe one of these taller swirls here. And I'm just going to move it over a little bit. And I'm turning my paper to form the flower so that I can get a good stamp on it. Look how pretty that looks. You can see that really good. Okay, I'm going to do it again. So I'm just doing this all the way up to the end here. Okay, just going to wipe my stamp down just a little bit here. And this right here is going to have my little border in there. Just want to make sure that can fit. And even if I have to cut it down a little bit, that's okay. But look how pretty, you just created your own artwork. I'm just going to take this orange sheet from under here. You can see that a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my big time sayings on here, celebrate. And I'm going to use the, see, this color is the bamboo leaves. So basically this card is really maybe 2 colors. Actually, I'm going to actually color this in the middle on there, so maybe 3 colors. Okay, I want to make sure this is nice and inked up. And I want to center this real good. Okay. And that's going to go right here. And I could always take my pen for some of those spots that I missed. I could always take my green, got kind of like a greenish color, and just kind of color it in just a little bit for some of the spots that I may have missed. Just a little bit. So if you ever have that happen, you could either stamp it over, but since I don't want to stamp it over, I just want to keep going and just add a little bit to it. It looks really good too. It's not the exact green, but it really looks pretty. Okay, so just a quick fix, and that's going to look so pretty. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is just go around the edge, maybe with a little bit of pink, just to give this a border. So I'm just going right around the edges here. Give it a little bit more to stand out. Look how pretty that's going to look. And I can do the same thing on here. And I'm going to take just a little bit of yellow in here, just for my flower centers. And no one would know that that is a coffee bean. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on my card base here. And I'm just going to use my crafter's tape and just tape it directly to my card base. And this one I'm going to pop out just a little bit on there, just so it has some dimension on there. And look how pretty that's going to be once I add it to this. I don't want my flowers to be covered up, so I want to make sure. Right there. And look how pretty that is. And even with my little stamping error that I made, I went in and filled it in with some green. So even you can do that with pencil too. If you have a pencil, colored pencils, you can do that too. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is on the inside, I'm actually going to stamp something on there. Since this is a birthday card, using my big time sayings once again. I know I'm going to be using these a lot because I really like that big, bold, kind of just in your face kind of thing. Okay, and I'm going to stamp this, in black. I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Okay, and if you want to put color on the inside of your card, you can go back and I'm just going to put some of the little swirly things, maybe as a border along the bottom there. The swirly things, the steam. Okay, and I am going to do one more thing, as if I haven't done enough to this already. I'm going to take this Stardust Jelly Roll pen. I'm so addicted to this. And I'm just going to put a few sparkles here and there. And what I like is that this enhances, it doesn't take away from the color or cover it up. So maybe the flowers, little middle part of the flowers, I can just put a little bit of the Stardust on there and it adds some sparkle. Put some in there. And maybe even do a few of these swirly things. And the nice thing about this is that it goes on smoothly. You don't have to, it just goes right on. There's no shaking or anything. You don't have to shake it out to get the ink to start up. And I will put the link below also, because this is available in Maymay's store. It's a nice tool to have to enhance your projects. And I'm just going to take a little bit and go right along here to make a border. Just a real pretty card. Okay, and look at that. Look how pretty that is. And let me show you another one that I did. Here's the other one, Celebrate card. All I did was I just stamped it directly, Celebrate directly on the card base, and then I made a little border and I mounted it so that it has some dimension, and I put You Deserve It at the bottom. So real simple. I use the same design, so you can make a kind of a matching set for both of these. And then I just put a sentiment inside. So I hope this inspired you. I will put the link below to Maymay's store. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to comment below. See you real soon. Bye.